Paranoia is the exact opposite of paranoia, a state of mind where you believe the world, people, or the universe are actively conspiring to help you and do you good. So there's a conspiracy out there, conspiracy to help us. Isn't that amazing? Like, how is it? I'm like 41 years old and I'm only just learning this word. Like, what an amazing word. Incredible. I have to share this. I don't know if Sudarshan knows this word. We have to share it with him. Amazing. Welcome, Maheshwari. Dandavat. We just learned a new word. The word is, oh, maybe you know it as a psychologist. But it's you know Hungarian. Maybe you have it in Hungarian. The word is paranoia. Paranoia definition is the exact opposite of paranoia, a state of mind where you believe the world, people, or the universe are actively conspiring to help you and do you good. Have you heard of that before?
No, and it's difficult to follow it in English a bit.
Okay,
It's more.
okay. I'm gonna share it. I'll share it in our group.
Oh,
I'll share it
okay.
in our group. Pretty amazing word. Thanks to Ishabandhu Guru. Um, okay, and wait, sorry, we just had something in the chat here. May I humbly ask written here that word? Okay, yeah, I'll write it out here.
Find out.
This is the word here.
Okay. Control and inspiration. I have no clue.
Okay, so today is our Prahlād Maharaj study from Srimad Bhagavatam. So should we dive in then? Okay.
What word did we leave off?
I think we can pick up from verse 17.
Verse 17, okay.
Yeah, very nice word here. Uttishtotishta. Lord Brahmā, very nice. Get up, uttishtotishta. Get up, get up. That's a good word for me anyway. Like, Jeev Jago, wake up, get up, get up. Oh yeah, so okay, did you get it there? Yeah, you got it. So just to recap, right? Hiraṇyakashipu's been performing these severe austerities, creating this intense energy field that is disturbing the atmosphere. And the devas have gone to Lord Brahmā to plead with him. Actually, they did not directly plead. They were very kind of like businesslike and smart about it. They just presented what was going on and left it to him to decide what was the best course of action. And so then Lord Brahmā proceeds to approach Hiraṇyakashipu and try to pacify him, right? To calm him down, to stop him from continuing with these austerities that are disturbing the environment. So we can pick up from there, verse 17, chapter 3, canto 7, and we're very blessed to have Savasni with us today to lead us in the Sanskrit.
Okay. Sri Brahmo Vacha Uttishto Bhadram Te Tapaha Siddhosi Kashyapa Paradoham Anuprapto Vriyatam Ipsito Varaha.
Lord Brahma said, O son of Kashyapa Muni, please get up, Uttishta. Speaking of words, new words, I'm going to remember this one. Uttishta. Get up. All good fortune unto you. You are now perfect in the performance of your austerities, and therefore I may give you a benediction. You may now ask from me whatever you desire, and I shall try to fulfill your wish. So as we mentioned last week, right, Lord Brahma is being very diplomatic, he if you're dealing with the crazy person, you're careful, respectful, nice, friendly, right? So he's being very smart here. Okay, we can go on to verse 18.
Adraksham aham etam te hritsaram mahat adbhutam damsha bhakshita dehasya pranayastishu yastishu sherate.
I have been very much astonished to see your endurance, in spite of being eaten and bitten by all kinds of worms and ants. You are keeping your life air circulating within your bones. Certainly, this is wonderful. So again, Lord Brahma is flattering him, trying to pacify him, calm him down. And I think we did read that purport last week, so I think we can go ahead to verse 19. We had some discussion about that, right? And in Satya Yuga, right, they had that capacity to maintain their life force as long as their bones were intact. Quite extraordinary. So we can go on to verse 19.
Sorry, just a little side note. This word, utishta, there's a mantra when we're waking.
That's right.
Deities and guru that has this word in it, like too. And the deities also, so that that word's familiar to me a little bit.
Oh, very beautiful. Very beautiful.
That's sweet.
It's this very lovely word, isn't it? And it's funny
Yeah.
because it can be used in different ways. Like in this case, it's like, oh Lord, please get up. Like very, very respectful, right?
Right.
You're even to the Lord. It's time to wake up, and showing also like the kind of intimacy we can have in our relationship with the Lord, And this is what is so beautiful about puja, right? That you can have this tangible experience of having a relationship with the Lord and caring for him and waking him up and feeding him and bathing him and dressing him. I mean, what a beautiful, beautiful thing. Can you say the full mantra? I'm not a pujari, as you can tell.
I remember the mantra to Sri Guru, but I can't remember for Mahaprabhu.
Oh, but
Bharata.
you said it just now, the Uttish.
Yeah, I remember the mantra for waking Guru. It's Tishta Sri Guru Tyaja Nidram Kripamaya.
Okay. And how do you translate that?
Oh, I don't know the translation very well.
Okay. But praying to Guru to please mercifully
Please
arise.
arise and
Yeah.
go onto the altar like that.
Beautiful, beautiful. Very nice. And welcome Ananta Shesh. Very happy you can join us today. Okay, so we'll go on to verse 19.
Naitat purvarshayaschakrur na karishyanti chapare nirambu dharayet pranan kovai divya sama satam.
Even saintly persons like Brigu, born previously, could not perform such severe austerities, nor will anyone in the future be able to do so. Wow, so he's really pulling out all the stops, trying to pacify Hiraṇyakaśipu. No one in the future, that's like a really extreme statement. No one in the future will be able to do what you have done. Who within these three worlds can sustain his life without even drinking water for 100 celestial years? Purport, it appears that even if a yogi does not drink a drop of water, he can live for many, many years by the yogic process, though his outer body be eaten by ants and moths. And one takeaway from this is just how powerful the Atma is. Like our Gurudev, he mentioned once, it is the same Atma that can power an elephant, that it is also activating an insect, but it can also activate an elephant's body, and he would also make the point about the atomic bomb, right? It comes from splitting an atom. So how much power there is, right? And how much power we actually have within our own selves, right? Because we are all part and parcel of that supreme entity, right? So with his power in the background, so much is possible. So much. Okay, so we go on to verse 20.
Vyavasayena tenena tushkarena manasvinam taponishtena bhavata jitoham diti nandana.
My dear son of Diti, with your great determination and austerity, you have done what was impossible, even for great saintly persons. And thus I have certainly been conquered by you. Oh, he's really going quite far with his praise, isn't it? Even great saintly persons cannot achieve what you have achieved. My goodness, Lord Brahma, where are you going with this? We can just conclude that he's desperate at this point, right? He has to save the universe. Purport. In regard to the word Jita, Srila Madhva Muni gives the following quotation from the Shabda Nirnoy. Padabhutam Vashastam Cha Jita Bid Uchyate Budai. If one comes under someone else's control or is defeated by another, he is called Jita. Hiraṇyakashipu's austerity was so great and wonderful that even Lord Brahmā agreed to be conquered by him. And actually, we were just talking about this word, Jita, I think just a few days ago in one of our meetings, right? In reference to, in connection with this name of Krishna, right? Jita Krishna and Ajita Krishna, right? Maybe when was it? I don't remember. But we have both of these names for the Lord. Jita Krishna, that is referring to the Lord who can be conquered. And one may say, well, how can the Lord be conquered? He is known as Ajita, who is unconquerable. So how is it possible that Ajita can become Jita? Through love, right? Jita, what's the Gane Prayasham verse, right? It is mentioned there that one who surrenders to the Lord, that actually puts them in this position of great power, that they can conquer the Lord. Ye prayaso jita jito piyasi tais trilokyam. That supreme, infallible, absolute being who is unmatched by anyone, he will become conquered, right? By the love of his devotee. Oh, that's right. Suvasini Didi, you were there. We were remembering the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu verses, right? The Kleshagni. That's right. Yeah. Those 5 characteristics of devotion, right? They are mentioned, that Kleshagni, Shubhara, Moksha, Laguta, Krit, Sandra, Nanda, Visheshatma. It destroys. What are the characteristics of devotion, right? Rupa Goswami discusses this in his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Destroys all suffering, bestows all goodness, all auspiciousness, fills the heart with the most inconceivable joy, makes liberation, makes moksha look utterly insignificant. And then finally, Shri Krishna Karshini Chasa. This is the most significant point about devotion, that it will attract the Lord himself, so that the Lord will come and agree to be bound by the love of his devotee. So Mother Jashoda is tying him up or beating him. He's carrying the shoes of his father on his head. Such inconceivable things are possible through the power of love and affection. So who is normally Ajita, unconquerable, he becomes Jita, he becomes conquered. So there's that verse, right? Baladev Vidyabhushan, right? Govinda Bidam, that he's like a jewel in the hands of his devotees, right? They have him captured in the palm of their hand. And they're all shining that jewel. Different facets are being illuminated and they're shining. The Vaishnavas, through the devotion in their heart, they're illuminating different aspects of the Lord and his divine qualities. So we must approach the Lord through his devotees, right? They have him in the palm of their hand. Okay, we'll continue. Sorry, Suvasini, if you want to jump in, please do add anything, please.
Yeah, sure. Don't have anything to add right now. So yes, definitely. Thank you. Yeah. Tatastha Ashishaha Sarva Dadamyasura Pungava Martasya te amartasya darshanam na phalam mama.
O best of the asuras. Where's the Sanskrit for that? Asura Pungava. Oh, that's an interesting word. Pungava, Asura Pungava. Oh, best of the asuras. For this reason, I am now prepared to give you all benedictions according to your desire. I belong to the celestial world of demigods who do not die like human beings. Therefore, although you are subject to death, your audience with me will not go in vain. I remember now, we did read this one last week, but it all feels fresh. This is the nature of Harikatha, talks of the Lord. It is always fresh. Nava Yovanam. I feel like we're getting completely different angle on all this week.
Okay.
We read that last week, so we can go on to 22.
Sri Narada Uvacha Yuktvadhi Bhavo Devo Bakshitangam Pipilikaihi Kamandalo Jalena Ukshat Divyena Moga Radasa.
Shri Narada Muni continued, right? Because Narada, if we go back to the story within the story, Narada is telling of these incidents, right? He's in the assembly of Maharaj Yudhisthira, the Rajasuya sacrifice, and he's relating this history to Yudhisthira Maharaj and all the assembled devotees or personages. So Sri Narada Muni continued, after speaking these words to Hiraṇyakaśipu, Lord Brahmā, the original being of this universe, who is extremely powerful, sprinkled transcendental, infallible spiritual water from his kamandalu upon Hiraṇyakashipu's body, which had been eaten away by ants and moths. Thus he enlivened Hiraṇyakashipu. Right, so Hiraṇyakashipu's body has been eaten away, and Lord Brahmā is sprinkling with his magic water pots and reviving Hiraṇyakashipu's body. So we can continue there.
Okay.
Ananda Krishna, were you there? Okay.
Okay. Satat Kichaka Valmikat Saha Ojo Balanvitaha Sarvavaya Sampanno Vajra Samhanano Yuva Uttitastapta Hemapo Vibhavasur Ivaidasaha.
As soon as he was sprinkled with the water from Lord Brahma's water pot, Hiraṇyakashipu arose, endowed with a full body, with limbs so strong that they could bear the striking of a thunderbolt. With physical strength and a bodily luster resembling molten gold, he emerged from the anthill a completely young man, just as fire springs from fuel wood. So, purport, Hiraṇyakashipu was revitalized, so much so that his body was quite competent to tolerate the striking of thunderbolts. He was now a young man with a strong body and a very beautiful bodily luster, resembling molten gold. This is the rejuvenation that took place because of his severe austerity and penance.
Sanirikshyambare devam hamsavaham upastitam nanama sirasa bhumau taddarshana mahotsavaha.
Seeing Lord Brahmā present before him in the sky, carried by his swan airplane, Hiraṇyakashipu was extremely pleased. He immediately fell flat with his head on the ground and began to express his obligation to the Lord. And then there's a quotation from Bhagavad, this is in the purport, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna speaking, whatever a man may sacrifice to other gods, O son of Kunti, is really meant for me alone, but it is offered without true understanding. I am the only enjoyer and the only object of sacrifice. Those who do not recognize my true transcendental nature fall down. I've just realized we have actually read all of this. Maybe can go down. We also read this because so right then Hiraṇyakāśipu is glorifying Lord Brahmā. Okay, maybe we pick up from here. Suhasini, do you remember exactly which verse we left off of?
I feel like it's 29 or 30 or something like that. I can't remember.
Okay, let's go to 29 then. Is that 29?
29 or 28.
29. Okay.
28 or 29. I can't remember exactly, but yeah.
Okay, well, let's pick up here, 29.
29, okay. Okay. Tvam isishe jagatas tastushascha pranena mukyena pati prajanam chittasya chitte mana indriyanam patir mahan bhuta gunashaye saha.
Sorry. Your lordship, being the origin of the life of this material world, is the master and controller of the living entities. So this is Hiraṇyakaśipu, right, praising Lord Brahmā. The master and controller of the living entities, both moving and stationary, and you inspire their consciousness. You maintain the mind and the acting and knowledge-acquiring senses, and therefore you are the great controller of all the material elements and their qualities, and you are the controller of all desires. Okay, I think this is where we are now. Purport. In this verse, it is clearly indicated that the original source of everything is life. Brahmā was instructed by the supreme life, Krishna. Krishna is the supreme living entity, Nityo Nityanam Chaitanas Chaitananam. And Brahmā is also a living entity, but the original source of Brahmā is Krishna. Therefore, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Mata Parataram Nanyat Kinchid Asti Dhananjaya. O Arjuna, there is no truth superior to me. Krishna is the original source of Brahmā, who is the original source of this universe. Oh, what happened?
Well, I'm not sure what happened. How do I
Oh,
what did I do?
you jumped ahead to the next chapter. You
Oh no.
If you scroll down to, or just go back. Yeah, there you go. And go down to the bottom.
We're on 29, right? Is that right?
Yeah, and the purport of 29.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, it can happen. Okay, no, 30. Wait. Well, no, where's the purport we were reading? No, that's not. Can you go up? Go up. Go up. We were in the middle
All the
of
way
the
up.
purport.
This is 29. This is a purport.
Oh yeah, we were here. Yeah. Okay, now don't move. Don't move.
Okay. My hands are off the keyboard.
Okay.
Hands are up.
Therefore, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Matta Parataram Nanyat Kinchid Asti Dhananjaya. O Arjuna, there is no truth superior to me. Krishna is the original source of Brahmā, who's the original source of this universe. Brahma is a representative of Krishna, and therefore all the qualities and activities of Krishna are also present in Lord Brahma. So Lord Brahma is empowered, right? This is a deeper understanding of what is going on, right? And Brahma Samhita is so helpful in this regard, right? Brahma Samhita is, you know, placing all of these characters, you know. Sometimes I think of it as like, you know, the Vedas are kind of setting the stage and presenting the cast. And then Brahma Samhita is telling you the storyline, the plot, the, you know, who are the main characters, who are the side characters. And so in Brahma Samhita, what is the actual role of all of these, and what is their position relative to the absolute? That's all being made clear in Brahma Samhita. And I like one comment Isha Bandhu made, that Brahma Samhita is Mahaprabhu's editorial on the Vedas, right? So everywhere else you're hearing of all these characters and, you know, divine beings, but what is their position within the relativity of the whole, right? That's not quite clear. There are different views on that. But in Brahma Samhita, that is all being clarified. And you see all of these beings are acting in service to Lord Shri Krishna, are empowered by Lord Shri Krishna, are devotees of Lord Shri Krishna. And so it is the same with Lord Brahma. You know, he is empowered by the Lord. He is a servant of the Lord, and so on. I see Tungarasa put something in the chat here. Is the original position of Hiraṇyakaśipu actually higher than the position of Lord Brahma, being fallen from the spiritual sky? Now that is a funny point. That is a funny point. Quite possibly, huh? Quite possibly. But, you know, the thing about Lord Brahma is that Lord Brahma, it's a post, right? And there are different living entities who occupy that post. It's not that there's one being who is permanently Lord Brahma. So perhaps in some cases, even we hear sometimes the Lord takes that. If there's no jiva qualified to take that role, the Lord himself will take that. Suvasni Didi, what are your thoughts on that question?
Well, they're all servitors of the Lord, right? Lord Brahma is also, you know, serving the Supreme Lord. It's the same as the, you know, Jaya and Vijay. They're also servitors of the Lord. Yes. So it is hard to say, is, you know, his position superior, or I don't know. I can't say that. But Lord Brahma is, I mean, he is in that post, as he said, like he's in the post, but he is actually serving the Lord in that post. Yes. But I don't know how to,
Yeah, that it's an interesting point, Tungarasa. We can think about that further. Oh, maybe Shileka has some thoughts. No, the question was, is the original position of Hiraṇyakaśipu actually higher than the position of Lord Brahma, being fallen from the spiritual sky? Who is Lord Brahma? That's what I was thinking. Yeah, who is Lord? It depends. Yeah.
It's not necessarily, he said Brahma. Someone can. Dandavad. Well, Srila Guru Maharaj said that someone can become Brahma who is not absolutely pure devotee. And he said he can become Brahma in one life and an insect in the next life. If it is through karma kanda that he's become Brahma, and then that pious results will be finished and he can be somewhere else, anywhere else. But if Brahma, if the soul who takes the post of Brahma is a pure devotee, absolutely fully dedicated to the Lord, then we don't know in what way he is a pure devotee. For example, Lord Brahma joined with Haridas Thakur and very, very highly placed in the service of Mahaprabhu. So what his destiny is to do with the gift of Mahaprabhu. And another pure devotee who will become Brahma or has become Brahma, he may go to Vaikuntha, and in that sense, we don't know who he is in relation to Jaya and Vijaya. So it's very difficult to know, but Guru, I don't want to take too much time.
No, this is wonderful. Please
But
continue.
here, Guru Maharaj said that the guinea stamp, that's one thing, but the gold that is backing that is what is significant. So the guinea stamp, we say, is the post of Lord Brahma, but who is the man?
Right.
Who is the soul who's taking that, and where his destiny will go? That's difficult to say, but it's an interesting question because that there's a full range of type of devotion that can be in someone's heart.
Yeah, that's a
I just
perfect
got
answer.
so curious.
Yeah, no, thank you very much, Sulaika Didi. That was a perfect answer. Yeah, very, very nice. Yeah, and it's a nice question too. Perfect question, perfect answer. Okay. So are we on verse 30 now? Oh, Tungarasa says, beautiful, thank you very much.
Okay. Tvam sapta tantun vitanoshi tanva traya chaturhotraka vidyaya cha tvam eka atmatmavatam anadhir ananta paraha kavir antaratma.
My dear Lord, by your form as the Vedas personified and through knowledge relating to the activities of all the Yajnik Brahmins, you spread the Vedic ritualistic ceremonies of the 7 kinds of sacrifices headed by Agnishtoma. Indeed, you inspire the Yajnik Brahmins to perform the rituals mentioned in the 3 Vedas. Being the supreme soul, the super soul of all living entities, you are beginningless, endless, and omniscient, beyond the limits of time and space. Okay, purport. The Vedic ritualistic ceremonies, the knowledge thereof, and the person who agrees to perform them are inspired by the Supreme Soul. As confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, Matas Matir Jnanam Apohanam Cha. From the Lord come remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. The Super Soul is situated in everyone's heart. Sarvasva chaham hridi sanivishta ishvara sarva bhutanam hrideshe arjuna tishtati. And when one is advanced in Vedic knowledge, the Super Soul gives him directions. Acting as Super Soul, the Lord gives inspiration to a suitable person to perform the Vedic ritualistic ceremonies. In this connection, 4 classes of priests, known as Ritvik, are required. They are mentioned as Hota, Advaryu, Brahma, and Udgata. Okay, verse 31.
Tvamyeva kalo nimisho jananam ayur lavadya vai chinoshi kutastha atma parameshtyajo mahams tvam jiva lokasya cha jiva atma.
O my Lord, your lordship is eternally awake, seeing everything that happens. As eternal time, you reduce the duration of life for all living entities through your different parts, such as moments, seconds, minutes, and hours. Nonetheless, you are unchanged, resting in one place as the Super Soul, Witness, and Supreme Lord, the birthless, all-pervading controller, who is the cause of life for all living entities. So it seems to me Hiraṇyakaśipu is equating Lord Brahma with Lord Vishnu, huh?
Yeah, he's saying all this to Brahma.
Yeah. And, yesterday when Sudarshan Prabhu came, I said, oh, how was your day? And he was saying, oh, I'm surviving in the world of transactional exchange, right? Because that's generally how this world operates. It's based on transaction. What do you have for me? And what am I going to give you to get what I want from you, right? And so that's actually what's going on in the background here, right? Lord, Hiraṇyakaśipu wants something from Lord Brahmā. And so he's actually glorifying and exalting him to this extreme degree, putting him in the position of Lord Vishnu. The praise is actually due to the Lord, to the Supreme Lord. It is not exactly appropriate for Lord Brahmā. Lord Brahmā is empowered by Lord Vishnu, right, as we mentioned. But Hiraṇyakaśipu wants it's a transactional relationship, right? And actually on both sides, Lord Brahmā wants to pacify Hiraṇyakaśipu, and Hiraṇyakaśipu has a list of things that he wants to request, right? And so that's in the background of this praise, right? We can look at this purport. In this verse, the word kutastha is very important. Although the Supreme Personality of Godhead is situated everywhere, he is the central, unchanging point. Ishvara sarva bhutanam hrideshe arjuna tishtati. The Lord is situated in full in the core of everyone's heart. As indicated in the Upanishads by the word ekatvam, although there are millions and millions of living entities, the Lord is situated as the supersoul in every one of them. Nonetheless, he is one in many. As stated in the Brahma Samhita, Advaitam Achyutam Anadim Ananta Rupam, he has many forms, yet they are Advaita, one and unchanging. Since the Lord is all-pervading, he is also situated in eternal time. The living entities are described as parts and parcels of the Lord because he is the life and soul of all living entities, being situated within their hearts as the Antaryami, as enunciated by the philosophy of inconceivable oneness and difference, Achintya Bheda Bhed. So this is key, right? This conception of Achintya Bheda Bhed. And as many of these statements you read and you think, what? How is that possible? But the answer is Achintya Bheda Bhed, inconceivably one and different. He's appearing in many forms, yet he is also one. He is everywhere and he is nowhere. This is Achintya Bheda Bhed. Since the living entities are part of God, they are one in quality with the Lord, yet they are different from him. The super soul who inspires all living entities to act, is one and changeless. There are varieties of subjects, objects, and activities, yet the Lord is one. Okay, we can continue. Verse 32.
Okay. Tvattaha param na param apyanejat ejascha kinchit vyatiriktam asti vidya kalaste tanavasya sarva Hiraṇyagarbhosi brihatri prishtaha.
There is nothing separate from you, whether it be better or lower, stationary or moving. The knowledge derived from the Vedic literatures like the Upanishads and from all the sub-limbs of the original Vedic knowledge form your external body. You are Hiranyagarbha, the reservoir of the universe. But nonetheless, being situated as the supreme controller, you are transcendental to the material world, which consists of the three modes of material nature. And I'm reading this and I'm just thinking it's interesting, because actually we all have a tendency to do what Hiraṇyakāśipu is doing, right? That in the sense that we want to praise, we want to glorify. It's actually something very intrinsic to our nature. But our tendency is to focus that praise on finite beings, right? We are in a sense searching for the infinite within the finite. And I'm also reminded of, Srila Madhvacharya, he's the great Vaishnava Acharya. He gave this wonderful explanation that, all language actually wants to glorify Krishna, right? And when we we tie words down and we give them some local meaning. But if you let them loose, he says, just like if you let a horse free, let go of the reins and let the horse run free. So he says all words, they want to glorify Krishna, right? That, just as we can see in our daily experience of language, right? There are words that have like their original meaning, and then there's acquired meaning, like, for example, the word blue, right? The word blue originally just means the color blue, but then it has this acquired meaning, right? Of a particular state of mind. Oh, I'm feeling blue, right? And the blues refers to a genre of music, right? So there's that original meaning, and then there's these acquired layers of meaning. And so Madhvacharya says it's the same with all language. Originally, it all wants to glorify Krishna. It wants to run to Krishna, but we limit them, we tie them down to more provincial, local conceptions, right? And so kirtan, right? Kirtan, to praise, to glorify, this is a natural expression of the soul. But our tendency with our limited vision is to direct that to the, local environments and local experiences and persons around us. But if we see what is actually the worthy recipient of my praise and appreciation, we will see that is Krishna. All of these feelings of praise, like Hiraṇyakaśipu, if he will direct this towards Krishna, how perfect that will be, how uplifted he will be, because that's actually where this praise wants to run. That is where it wants to go. And so in the same way, we can think, in our daily lives and experiences, we are actually searching for Krishna. We just don't know it, right? Krishna is rasa, right? Akila rasamrita murti. Krishna is the personification of all rasa, all sensation, all joy, right? All types of fulfillment. Krishna is the joy, the fulfillment we're looking for in a cup of coffee, in a loving relationship, in a movie that we watch. We're actually looking for Krishna in all of those things, and all of the ways in which we express appreciation for all these different types of experiences. Actually, that wants to go to Krishna, and that's where it actually belongs, right? And when we can locate, when we can direct our praise and appreciation in line with its real recipient, we will be benefited by that, because then we're actually aligning ourselves with reality proper, with reality as it actually is, not what we are concocting it to be or projecting it to be, right? So when we can align ourselves with the true nature of things, then we will be uplifted by that. So anyhow, let's see purport here. The word param means the supreme cause. Okay, Tungarasa is saying this is similarly as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains all the Sanskrit letters as Krishna or related to Krishna, right? Yes, you could say so. Yes. Absolutely. That's a nice connection. Thank you, Tungarasa. And that I have to say, that pastime is actually so beautiful. And the thing that really, and Srila Sridhar Maharaj mentions this in his Prema Dhamma Deva Stotram, one of the things that really struck me about that pastime is that, when Mahaprabhu was so-called converted, right? And he went back to continue with his daily activities and work, and he returned to his Sanskrit work, but because he was now showing this mood of divine love, so he's giving this new interpretation, new type of explanation. Everything's relating to Krishna. But what's so striking about that is that there's also this apology in Mahaprabhu, that because he knows that this isn't what his students want, right? Like they want to learn Sanskrit the conventional way. in a way that will help them to be successful in the conventional world. But that's something that struck me so much, that Mahaprabhu is actually feeling a little bit of sorrow, like, I'm sorry, I can't give you what you want. It's very, very interesting. Not like this. We were actually talking a little about this in our meeting last night, there's this sensitivity in the hearts of the enlightened souls, right? They're not beating you over the head with Shastra, right, with scripture, but there's this sensitivity to our human condition, right? And it's very humbling to consider that. But anyway, nice connection to Nirasa. Okay, go back to this purport. The word param means the supreme cause, and aparam means the effect. The supreme cause is the supreme personality of Godhead, and the effect is material nature. The living entities, both moving and non-moving, are controlled by the Vedic instructions in art and science, and therefore they are all expansions of the external energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the center as the Supersoul. The Brahmandas, the universes, exist during the duration of a breath of the Supreme Lord. Thus they are also within the womb of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Maha Vishnu. Nothing, therefore, is separate from the Supreme Lord. This is the philosophy of Achintya Bheda Tattva.
Vyaktam vibho sthulam idam shariram yenendriya pranamano gunamstum punkshe stito dhamani parameshtye avyakta atma purushaha puranaha.
O my Lord, being changelessly situated in your own abode, you expand your universal form within this cosmic manifestation, thus appearing to taste the material world. You are Brahmā, the Supersoul, the oldest, the personality of Godhead. So again, right, Hiraṇyakāśipu's applying praise that is actually due to Lord Vishnu, to Lord Brahmā. Purport, it is said that the absolute truth appears in three features, namely impersonal Brahman, localized Supersoul, and ultimately the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. The cosmic manifestation is the gross material body of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who enjoys the taste of the material mellows by expanding his parts and parcels, the living entities, who are qualitatively one with him. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, however, is situated in the Vaikuntha planets, where he enjoys the spiritual mellows. Therefore, the one absolute truth, Bhagavan, pervades all by his material cosmic manifestation, the spiritual Brahman effulgence, and his personal existence as the Supreme Lord.
Ananta vyakta rupena yenedam akhilam tatam chid shakti yuktaya tasmai bhagavate namaha.
Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the Supreme, who in his unlimited, unmanifested form has expanded the cosmic manifestation, the form of the totality of the universe. He possesses external and internal energies, and the mixed energy called the marginal potency, which consists of all the living entities, which is ourselves. Purport, the Lord is endowed with unlimited potencies, parasya shakti vividaiva shruyate, which are summarized as three, namely external, internal, and marginal. The external potency manifests this material world. The internal potency manifests the spiritual world, and the marginal potency manifests the living entities, who are mixtures of internal and external. The living entity, being part and parcel of Pada Brahma, is actually internal potency, but because of his being in contact with the material energy, he is an emanation of material and spiritual energies. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is above the material energy and is engaged in spiritual pastimes. The material energy is only an external manifestation of its pastimes. And we were talking about this, I think, a little yesterday, that it's a curious thing because the Jiva soul, ourselves, the Tatastha Shakti, we are actually considered a superior energy to the Maya Shakti, the material energy. We are also part of that spiritual energy. But the problem is that we are so small, right? We are so very tiny. And so because of that, it is easy for us to be caught up by a larger energy than ourselves, right? So we are qualitatively of a superior nature to the material energy. But because we are so small, quantitatively speaking, then we have that tendency, we have that degree of fallibility, right? Where we can become swallowed up and become under the influence of that, what is actually an inferior energy to ourselves. And so therefore we need sadhu sangha, right? We need good association, and we need the grace of the Lord and his devotees. And if we can become swallowed up, caught up in the waves of that higher energy, then we will be in a safe position. Yeah, we were talking about this yesterday, I remember now. So tatastha, right? On the bank, on the margin, marginal potency. That is us. We can go to either side. And I can't remember if I shared it yesterday, but Krishna, I think maybe we might have gotten sidetracked, but I wanted to share Krishna Mohini Didi, here in Salt Lake City. She the other day was telling me of this exchange she had with our Gurudev, Srila Govinda Maharaj, many years ago in Australia. And some young devotees they wanted to take initiation from our Gurudev, and Krishna Mohini was concerned, they're so young and who knows if they're going to continue with the practice. And Gurudev, he reassured her and he told her, they have the seed. When they take Diksha, when they take initiation, they're receiving the seed. And even if they leave for some time in the future, that seed will bring them back, And then she asked our Gurudev, but then if the disciple is not following the instructions of their guru, then doesn't that constitute Vaishnava aparad, right? Offense to Guru and Vaishnava, which is the most dangerous thing for our spiritual life, right? And our Gurudev, he again reassured her and he said, no, that does not count as offense. He said, because the Jiva soul is so small, right? And the Maya Shakti is very powerful, and it is very easy for us to come under the influence of that material energy, and that can take us away for some time, So he said that is not offense, that is not aparad, but we are very tiny and easily influenced, and that Maya Shakti, material energy, is very strong and very powerful. So it is very forgivable, it is not counted as offense. So that was very encouraging to hear that from her. So, but because we have this nature, right, then we have the duty to again and again expose ourselves to that higher vibration, right? We need to constantly. So and we were discussing this yesterday too, right? The need for constant exposure, fresh revelation, the need for discipline, for sadhana. And in that way, we can bring ourselves to a more stable and safe position in Krishna consciousness. Well, maybe we can read one more verse. Yes, Tangras, indeed. Very wonderful, very hopeful, isn't it? I appreciated hearing that so much. Okay, we'll read one more verse.
Yadi dasyasya bhimatan varan me Varadhotama Bhutebhyastvad Visrishtebhyo Mrityurma Bhun Mama Prabho.
O my Lord, O best of the givers of benediction, if you will kindly grant me the benediction I desire, please let me not meet death from any of the living entities created by you. So now the story is beginning in earnest, right? We'll read this purport. After being created from the navel of Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, Lord Brahma, the original created living being within the universe, created many other different types of living entities to reside in this universe. Therefore, from the beginning of creation, the living entities were born of a superior living entity. Ultimately, Krishna is the supreme living being, the father of all others. Aham bija pradapita. He is the seed-giving father of all living entities. Thus far, Hiraṇyakaśipu has adored Lord Brahma as the supreme personality of Godhead and has expected to become immortal by the benediction of Lord Brahma. Now, however, having come to understand that even Lord Brahma is not immortal because at the end of the millennium, Lord Brahma will also die, Hiraṇyakaśipu is very carefully asking him for benedictions that will be almost as good as immortality. His first proposal is that he not be killed by any of the different forms of living entities created by Lord Brahma within this material world. So this also answers our question from before, right? Because previously it was indicated that Lord Brahma is an immortal being, and we were a little puzzled because we hear in Bhagavad Gita and other places from our gurus that Lord Brahma does die, right? As we were discussing with Srileka Didi a little earlier, these are all posts, right? These are all posts, and everyone passing through that post, holding that post at different times, they're not all the same, and some of them are ordinary jiva souls, you can say, right? And they will also die and go into the cycle of birth and death. Some are on their way up, right? Like some are on the way down. You know, like in the case of Gopakumar, right? He also reaches a post like Lord Brahma, and that's part of an upward trajectory. But in other cases, occupying that post of Lord Brahma can be a downward trajectory, right? And Srila Sridhar Maharaj mentions that in one place, right? That generally the souls, in their first birth, they have a position like Lord Brahma. And then generally by the weight of their own karmic reactions, they're going down to lower births, right? So anyhow, here our question is clarified, right? Lord Brahma is also going to die. So we can end on a bit of a cliffhanger then. So how will Lord Brahma respond to this? Will Hiraṇyakaśipu get what he wants? And what will happen next? We'll have to tune in next week. Okay. Well, does anyone want to add any comments or questions? Or maybe Suvasni Didi like to add anything? Maybe Srileka Didi wants to add something. I think she's on the altar. No. So good to be here with all of you. Your good association. Oh, and I also wanted to mention, we shared, Ananda Krishna made a very nice poster. We have a new exciting course beginning on Monday with Lalita Madhava Prabhu. We're going through a book. It's called Paramartha Dharma Nirnoy, which is very difficult to translate into English, so we just left it with the Bengali title. Something like establishing our transcendental duty. Hello, Satya Govinda, good to see you. Come say hello to everybody. Dandavat. Very auspicious young Vaishnava. Good to see you. So this is something that our Gurudev, Srila Govinda Maharaj, was very excited about. And he repeatedly, I've heard him on multiple occasions, in person or in recorded talks, he repeatedly expressed his desire that it be translated into English. So it was something very dear to his heart. And it comprises of 2 chapters from Chaitanya Shikshamrita, which is a book by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. But then our Gurudev also wrote his own original introduction to that. And so Lalita Madhaprabhu with others have been working on translating that text. And as a part of a move to actually get it published and finalized and published, we decided to have this course. And then in the course of that, we can also share this wonderful book with the world. So yeah, that's going to be starting. We're going to do it twice a month. So every other Monday, beginning this coming Monday. Going to be a little early for California, but I know Ganga Leela's an early riser. I'm sure everyone else is.
And what time is it? Because I have work.
It's going to be 6:30 in the morning, California time. And it will be 2:30 p.m. London time. So I think that'll be 3:30 p.m. for Tungarasa and Sadhvi Kirtida. So yeah, if you can, and Tungarasa, yes, we're going to record it and we will share it. Yeah, Lalita wouldn't let us publish the last meeting, but I think he will let us publish this one. So we will share the recordings. So yeah, that's exciting new development. And the idea is to begin like a new series of going through some of the Bengali publications that Srila Gurudev published in the Mat. So beginning with this Paramartha Dharma Nirnoy, and then we'd like to go on to Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu as well, which Gurudev and our Param Guru Maharaj also published in Bengali. So we'll be going through the original Bengali text. Of course, it's originally Sanskrit, right? But it was translated under the guidance of our gurus into Bengali, Namat. So yeah, really exciting new series of courses coming up, and invite you all to join us if you can, and we will record it. Share it.
Wonderful. Yes.
Yeah, and I hope you'll be. Oh, you might be busy, Suvasini Didi, on Monday.
Yeah, Monday actually, 2:30. I may be in the car actually, just going to pick Maharaj up.
Okay. Okay.
So, but I may be able to tune in.
Okay, that'd be great.
Yeah.
If you tune in from the car, that would be nice. You can say hello
Yeah.
to Maharaj.
Yeah.
And
I will try. Yeah, try. Yeah.
Okay, that'd be very nice. Okay, then. Should we stop there? Then any last comments from anybody? Yeah. Shileka Didi, any words of wisdom? All right, I think she's okay, she's coming. Oh, please. No.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just really, I'd be happy to see the devotees, so. Dhanavad.
Most of them have their cameras off.
Tell Atisundari Ananda Prabhu that I did send her what she was, we talked about. I sent her something in a text message. We were talking about, but I don't know.
I'll let her know.
Yeah, I don't know if she saw, I don't think she saw it. Oh, Tungarasa, everybody. Oh, Dhanavad. Wow, very nice. Suvasini Didi, Dhanavad. Wow, very nice to see everybody. Haribol.
Thank you, Didi. Okay. Well, all right. We'll wish you all a happy Saturday and Sunday, and look forward to seeing you all soon. Jai Shri Gurudeva ki Jai, Jai Shri Guru Gaur Chandraju ki Jai, Jai Shri Prahlād Maharaj ki Jai. All the assembled devotees, sincere seekers ki Jai, Jai Suvasini ki Jai, Jai Gaur Premanande, Jai Shri Lekha Didi ki Jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai, Jai Gaur Premanande. Thank you.
Shaka Didi ki Jai.
Jai.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. Oh, Shileka is going to open the altar in a minute. Okay, if you want to hold on. I did give them darshan at the beginning as well. So, Okay, well, maybe we'll close here. Yeah. Okay. Dandavat. Jai Gurudev.